Yo, everybody! It's your man Nas Romantic, and this is A&N R&B. You have myself, Nas Romantic, and with me you have Karev of Average Hip Hop, who is the hip hop soul of this show. And I know you just saw the picture just now. You know what's going on. We got to talk about it, man. Your man right there looking like, what did I do? You know what you did? Is Katt Williams. He eated damn near the whole shit, not just the whole comedy world, but like entertainment in general, man. Like he went on Ricky Smiley, went in on Cedric the Entertainer, Michael Blackson, just to name a few. And listen, he said he got the receipts to go with it, man. So ain't looking too good for a couple of folks, man. Like, what's your take on it, brother? Like, what you think is going on?
I think Katt Williams is tired of playing second to people he's not second to. Because to be honest with you, yo, Katt Williams has been talking crazy for years.
Oh yeah.
Let's take it back to the beginning. What's your first introduction to Katt Williams?
My first introduction to Katt Williams was, of course, Money Mike and Friday After Next.
Okay, Money Mike, that's dope. You know, you're gonna cut people for stealing out his store.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Okay. My first time seeing Katt Williams was on Comic View.
Right.
So I used to have BT back in the day. Shout out to Black Entertainment Television. It was Black Entertainment Television, and I so used to watch Comic View. You know what I'm saying? And that was right off of Def Comedy Jam and Martin and everything. And Katt Williams, he was on there a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? Or it was reruns, and I kept seeing him. And I thought he was funny because he had a different voice.
Yeah.
It was really, really funny. And you know what? Around that time, it kind of reminded me of another comedian that I saw called Messy Maya. You remember Messy Maya?
No.
Messy Maya was a guy who would like act like a girl. And he would do comedy. But unfortunately, and I don't have any, from allegedly, he got murdered because he said the wrong thing about somebody that caught up to him. So that's how I recollect the Katt Williams, is because them two kind of favorite each other to me, not in joke style, but in like the voice inflections. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I got introduced to Katt Williams. And I remember Katt Williams being loud. He was eccentric, and he had a personality that stood out no matter what. Am I correct?
Yeah. To this day.
when he mic and all that, my man coming out with razor blades, talking about some your boy, one of the people he exposed. What's his name? Terry Crews. Just tried to rape him in the bathroom in the movie. And my man had his nuts in the grip pliers and had a damn vice grips, and he had a damn, you know what I mean? Yeah, he had a razor. He was like, yo.
I am a boy, damn it.
I am a boy. Yeah. But you know what? Keeping it real, Katt Williams has been getting hate for years in the game, yo.
Oh, yeah. Man, you know how that go, brother, man. Like, yo, you see somebody, you doing your thing, then you see somebody doing it a tad bit better than you, and now all of a sudden, like, it's like, this dude might take my spot. So, you know, and I believe, just like he said, it's very cliquish everywhere you go. So, you know, they looking at this dude, this dude kind of funny. He a little bit funnier than me. Yeah. Man next to the man saying the same thing. Yeah, that nigga funnier than you. I ain't funnier than you. He might be funnier than me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, we got to get this nigga. It's like remember Belly? Tyron Turner was like eating the bananas, like, I'm gonna call the police, man. I don't like this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. So of course, you know, he's gonna get the hate. If they could stop any type of opportunity for him to do his thing without getting noticed, they're gonna try and do it.
And they have been, because yo, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna be so blatantly honest with you, yo.
Yeah.
I think the first time I seen Katt Williams get hate is when he started rapping. And he was with it was in the Rockefeller War between Dipset and State Property. And he was rapping, and he did a little freestyle against the Young Guns. You remember that?
No.
He used to call young Chris, and he called young Neefy, little Neefy.
Yeah.
And he was freestyling on the radio, rocking with Dipset, showing that he had multiple lines of talent. He could just write jokes. He also was writing rhymes too.
Yeah.
And then, he started to blow up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's an articulate dude, though. You could tell, like, when he talks, they say he talks crazy, but he ain't crazy.
No.
Like
very
he
educated.
knows what he's saying. He's very educated in what he talks about. And like he said, he got the receipt. So I ain't seen nobody really test this gangster yet as far as that. Like it's like what Charleston White said, man, like Ludacris did a whole jingle to his shit.
Well, let's not go that fast. Let's pull back a little bit. Because Katt Williams has always pushed the envelope when it came to his comedy. Like he has challenged people to do stuff and to test them. Remember, he got into it with Kevin Hart before.
Right. Yeah.
And he got into it with Steve Harvey live on the radio and challenged him to a comedy standoff.
Right.
In, what was it, in his city? In Steve's city?
And I think they did it.
Yeah. And some people said Katt Williams smoked Steve Harvey.
I believe it.
And the older folks said that Steve Harvey won because he had more tact than Katt Williams. You know what I'm saying? So they made it a generational thing.
It's not about generational. It's not about tact or goof or whatever. It's who's funnier.
Well,
you're doing comedy. Like who's funnier?
Well, look at Faison. Faison says Katt Williams is overrated because he has no joke that people know. He said, like with Eddie Murphy, right? Eddie Murphy is an all-time great.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy, you know him from a joke that he does. Ice cream, whatever, right?
Yeah.
You have Chris Rock, who like tries to do new material all the time. So he has a certain skill set that's very up-to-date, news-centric. Dave Chappelle is dry comedy, dry humor. So he could, he says Katt Williams is overrated because he doesn't have that one joke. And he also says Kevin Hart is not really funny because he used to beg for jokes or something like that, allegedly, and he didn't have it. He had to grow into his role. So that's what I said. And I know Katt Williams and Faison has had some street issues outside of the industry. Yeah. So it's like, and I don't want to talk about that because we don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But it's like, I've always was told to be the best, you got to beat the best. And when you challenge for the throne, everybody's going to like take offense and try to come at you. And it seems like Katt has always had somebody coming at him from when he started this comedy life that he leads. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But look at it. He stood the test of time, man.
He's doing pretty good.
Because, like, it was mentioned that movie was made like 20 years ago. And I was like, damn.
What movie you talking about?
Friday After Next.
Okay.
Like damn near 20 years ago, right?
The third one you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm
like, damn, that's a long time, man. He's been, even though he through the blackballing and everything, he's constantly been doing his thing.
Yeah.
So, you can knock him down. You can't count him out. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's reputable talent. Yeah, I think he's reputable talent. Because, I mean, Katt Williams has jokes I like. You know what I'm saying? Like when Faison be like, Katt Williams has no jokes. This nigga said he talked about like going to IHOP with DMX. He was barking at the waitress. You know that shit was funny as hell. The nigga was like, "Hey, yo, bitch, I want pancakes." He's like, what you banging at breakfast? Like, what that shit was funny as hell to me, yo.
Yeah. Like even he was talking about when they gave his kids like the drugs to slow down with. All his kid did was run up and down the house or whatnot. They gave him like the Ritalin. And the kid was like just chilling there. He's like, "What you think about running?" You know what I mean? Like that was one of the jokes. Like that's a memorable joke. I remember that.
Yeah.
Somebody stole one of his memorable jokes.
We'll get there in a minute.
You know what I'm saying? So, you can't say he doesn't have anything that's memorable that you can't like pull out the head and laugh at, man.
But has this not become memorable that Katt Williams said F the world and he's going to just tell everybody secrets? I mean, let's just go down the list, yo. I mean, he called out a whole rap crew. He called out a legend in Steve Harvey And he always said he's going to be that guy. And he challenged Kevin Hart. Now, if I remember, Kevin Hart got challenged a couple times, and we all saw it as hate. People say, Mike Epps was getting on him as hate. Michael Blackson was getting on him as hate.
Yeah.
Katt Williams steps up and be like, it's not hate. I just challenged that man to a one-on-one comedy standoff. Let's see who gets the most laughs. That's not hate. That's drawing a line in the sand and standing on your square.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, I applaud Katt Williams for that, because to be the best, you got to challenge the best. Mm-hmm. Comedy has had battles before.
Everything has, man.
We saw it with the Kings of Comedy.
Yeah.
Who was the best one to you?
Of course, man. Kings of Comedy, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, but most people, it's not a debate.
Come on, it's Bernie, man. Come on, man.
Bernie, rest in peace, Bernie Mac.
Rest in peace, Bernie. It's a reason why they made him like the last guy to go on. Because after Bernie, who gonna go on after Bernie?
Well,
after Bernie ripped it up, like you think who's on there? You think Sid was gonna go out and rip it like Bernie did, or rip it better than Bernie did?
In my personal opinion, no.
All right. What about what's the other cat?
Who, DL Hughley?
Yeah, DL. You think DL was gonna rip it like Bernie ripped it?
He could, depending on where they're at. And that's the thing about comedy. Like, comedy's like hip hop, yo. It's like, depending on where you're from and where you're at, you're gonna appeal to a different audience. Mm-hmm. For the movie, though, that was perfect.
Yeah.
Because it's nationwide, and then that catapulted the Bernie Mac star.
Right.
And that's what got it got a lot of eyes focused on Bernie. Because if you think about it, every comedian in that movie blew up.
Yeah.
DL had his own show.
Yep.
The Hugleys, right? Mm-hmm. Cedric and Steve was on the Steve Harvey show.
Right.
And Bernie was the last one, and he got the Bernie Mac show.
Yep.
And it was even funny how we talk about how comedians beef or go at each other. Bernie and Steve Harvey was going at each other before he died.
Yeah.
So it was some bad blood there too, with people saying like Steve was very critical in his opinion of Bernie Mac getting movies and stuff, and Bernie like, what you trying to hold me back for, allegedly?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be real. Like, just like hip hop, comedy is a contact sport. Sometimes you got to hit to get a hit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, let's check it out. Put it like this, yo. We've had comedians talk about getting their careers taken because people shit on them or take their jokes.
Yeah.
Remember Hamburger Jones?
Hamburger.
Wasn't it Chris Rock who said Hamburger Jones needs to learn how to tell some new jokey jokes? And Hamburger Jones' career died. That was when he got killed, right?
Yeah.
We have Mark Curry talking about how Steve Harvey stole his whole Halloween skit and bit, and he's been going at Steve Harvey for years. Katt Williams, in the last interview on Club Shay Shay, shout out to Shannon Sharp, he talked about how Cedric the Entertainer stole his best joke and turned the car into a spaceship. Mm-hmm. Yo, even getting hit like that, it seems like people take your material and run with it.
Yeah.
People copy all the time. Katt Williams calling people out on that is big information, because it just shows you a lot of people that we think are great may not be that great.
Right.
They might need some inspiration to be great.
Yeah. But you compare it to hip hop, it's like the same thing. Like when you got hip hop, you talk about like, yo, how does man gonna claim to be great when he ain't writing his lyrics?
Yo, exactly.
Or you stealing whole songs from people. It's the same thing with comedy. I forget the guy's name. He was on TMZ. They asked him about Katt Williams. He was like, he's a comedian too. He was like, yeah, I would take offense to that too. Somebody stole my joke. You know what I mean? That's bread and butter. That's taking money out your pocket.
I think every comedian would do that, because Katt Williams in his interview talked about so many people and so many things, yo.
Yeah.
Like we could go comedy, we could go hip hop, we could go production, secret parties. He talked about everything. And let me just put it like this, yo. What's the best way I could put this? no one is exempt for getting proposition when it comes to entertainment. And that's what I try to tell a lot of up-and-coming artists now. Because a lot of people piss me off because they act Hollywood and they ain't even get off their block yet. So I can only imagine if they got to Hollywood, as Katt Williams would say, would their virgin holes stay virginized? Or would it be pushed in? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
DMX, they asked DMX about his beef with the industry, and he said there's a lot of D sucking FA, you know what I'm saying? And
I remember that.
Yeah.
He's very blunt about it.
And I remember MOP. MOP was like, it's a bunch of people in the industry slow necking each other. like, where's your morals? Well, you know what I'm saying?
Even the game said that. He's like, there's a lot of man fans out there, man. You know, they want to give it to you.
And the thing about this interview, when Katt Williams brought that stuff up, you seen a flood of people on the internet talking about the stuff he talking about.
Yeah.
Did you see? Remember Kurt Cobain's wife? What was her name, yo? The actress, the white chick. I don't remember her name offhand. I apologize. I had to look it up if I could find my phone. But if you look it up, maybe you can find it. Let me see. Here is Kurt Cobain's wife. They asked her about Hollywood and what she would tell Courtney Love. That's who it was. Courtney Love. And they asked her, if you could talk to somebody coming up into Hollywood, what would you tell them? And she said, if Harvey Weinstein ever invites you to a private party, don't go. What did Katt Williams talk about? This man offered to give him fellatio in front of everybody at his agency. And he turned it down. Imagine, and look what Harvey Weinstein went to jail for, which is like raping and sex trafficking and all types of stuff to people who wanted parts and stuff in this movie. He talked about the casting couch.
Yeah.
This man on his interview talked about how men and other comedians go to the casting couch.
And sell these souls.
Just like Corey Holcomb, just like Bernie Mac, like so many people. Like you go to Hollywood, it's like you're gonna end up wet, abusing on the couch. And people gonna be like, yo, here's your part. Now I'm gonna call you back when I need something else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like speaking of Corey Holcomb goes in about that stuff, man. He goes straight in. So it can't be, it's not even like an industry secret no more. It's like it's almost like the common knowledge that you're not, nobody knows. You know what I'm saying?
But the sad part is these stories have been out for years, yo.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about Sammy Davis Jr., yo.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
I remember hearing about Richard Pryor, yo.
Heard about that one too.
That's before our time. So would it be weird to see it now? I think with hip hop and the inner city stigmas now changing, I think what it is that it's not that it's more accepted. It's just that people know more about it to the point where they can't deny it and know it's not happening.
Yeah.
This man went in on Harvey Weinstein and he went in on Diddy and he went in on Tyler Perry. Now, Diddy's more music, but if you look at Harvey Weinstein and Tyler Perry, that's more cinematic.
Yeah.
He talked about Taraji P. Henson and Oprah and how people don't get paid. And then if you're not going to get paid, you're getting proposition to open your body or you open yourself up to losing something that God gave you because you want money.
Right.
That's very deep, yo.
Right.
Would you let your children go into this industry? Really?
I don't know. Not without. If that's the case, I'll be the manager, and anywhere they go, I go. If they can't go in, if they can't go in there, then I can't go in there. I mean, it's like that. You ever see that movie Sound of Freedom?
No.
I'm gonna tell you about like the first scene of it. Like it's like, the lady comes up to this guy, was like, "Oh, your kid is so cute, whatever. I would like to, I got an agency. I would like to take pictures, so forth, what have you, right? Meet me here." The guy takes his kid, and the lady was like, "No, parents can't come in there. Just leave for a while. Come back in a couple of hours, and everything be straight." He comes back in a couple of hours. His child and every other child that was in there was gone. They were being trafficked. You know what I mean? So That's my worst fear as a very overprotective father. I'm like, nah. I mean, I would never let my underage kid go anywhere. Even my kid, even the kids I had that are of age, I wouldn't let them go nowhere where I think something, some shenanigans might go down. It might be detrimental to their mental and physical health. You know what I'm saying?
But you're rare because you know what? I had a person I used to work with, and I remember telling them about Tyler Perry back in the day and him wearing that dress.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm gonna say on going point and say I'm a hypocrite because as much as I did not like Tyler Perry to dress, I watched Martin. And he wore a dress as Shanae.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I got to call myself a hypocrite because at one time, Martin's my favorite TV show. I ain't gonna lie, but at one time I was like, Shanae. All right, and the one episode he had with Shanae is when he had the kiss kid, and that made me go. It was kind of bugged out, and the bloopers were bugged. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember that. I was like,
But anyway, the point I'm bringing up is this, yo. If I don't forget it, I had a coworker who said if her son had to wear a dress to get that money, that she's going to talk him into wearing that dress to get that money. And it's like some parents are not against the fact that their children could go all out to lose their souls for nothing because that money is the thing that makes it so worthwhile to them. And you know what? It's one of the things that pissed me off about entertainment. You know how we have the pillars of hip hop, dancing, b-boy, and all that.
yeah.
The one thing that fuels the economy of entertainment is poverty, and no one talks about they take advantage of people who don't have anything but talent and dangle riches and the life that they have aspirations to get, and to get it, they have to de-virginize parts of their bodies, as Katt Williams said, to gain the world. And the Bible says, as he says, what is the profit of man to gain the world, lose his soul? And it seems like the soulless world of Hollywood is the king of the world. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, come on, you got plenty of actors and actresses that's put the whole,
the whole
the whole pedophilia, sexual abuse machine out there. You know what I mean? Like, it was so bad that the creator of Family Guy, I think he won an award, and like he made a joke about Harvey Weinstein, so you could tell that was like that's been like the thing that's been going on forever. You know what I mean?
Forever.
And then you have people that they set up to like facilitate this stuff. You got like you have men and women that go in there just to get pimped out. Like, they don't even give them a part. You gonna come to this party, the bad stuff happens to them, and they don't even get a part out of it.
Yeah, I remember Joan Rivers, before she passed away, she made fun of another actress and told her that she was a failed actress because she slept her way to the middle and never got a big part. And I mean, even in those circles, people talked about this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even now, when you hear the stories about P. Diddy, and once again, I say allegedly because we weren't there and we're not going to get into the middle of that. You hear about, and you see these videos, and it's like, God damn, yo, like what exactly is going on out there that these people are going through that? And it makes me think all entertainment seems to be connected to the same thing, which is sex, drugs, and money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the basketball players sleep with the Instagram models. The Instagram models sleep with the athletes. Then you find out that to get parts, the Instagram models are sleeping with, or the athletes are sleeping with the rappers who are sleeping with the models, and everybody's sharing the same people. There's been stories in Hollywood about people who were supposed to be married, Nas, and then their whorish Hollywood ways came out. Think about that. You know what I mean? I mean, that right far right there is bigger than just Katt Williams. Because I mean, oh yeah, we got his picture over there. But if you really looked at the interview was deeper than just, oh, he talked about him. Oh, he talked about him. Because that's what people are going to take from it. But the message in there is so deep that it's really, now people are trying to find how to poke holes in his statements rather than listen to what he said.
Of course, but you don't see anybody really denying it.
I see a lot of people coming to agree with him. How about you?
That's what I'm saying. You don't see anybody denying it. You see quite the opposite.
All right, so let's just run it down real quick. He talked about Steve Harvey and his hat hair, how he still jokes.
We all
He
found
talked
out about that. Yeah.
He talked about Cedric Entertainer, how he stole jokes.
Mm-hmm.
He's always talked about how Tiffany Haddish ain't funny and she was set up. He talked about how Kevin Hart was not funny and he was set up to be who he is, right?
Yeah, propped up. Yep.
That's just 4 right there, right? Let's leave it at that 4 because I could see the interview. We just rehashing it right now, right? Mm-hmm. Now, from off of what he said, Columbus Short came out and got his back. And Columbus Short is an actor, for those who don't know. Lavelle Crawford came out and backed up what he said.
I was about to mention him. Yeah.
Deion Cole came out and backed up what he said. Mm-hmm. Ice Cube came out and backed up what he said with Ricky Smiley, but we don't know about the dress in the first Sunday. We don't know about that. Like I said, it's all alleged.
Yeah.
But they didn't say he was lying, and they didn't say he said the wrong thing. And a lot of the people who came out, because the people said when you come out that fast and start going at somebody, that makes you look guilty as hell in today's society. And people have been jumping out the boat to act like they need to defend themselves because Katt Williams, to me, I want to know what you think. He said one of the most important things I heard in the interview. He said, when you sell your soul, the number one most important job you have is to act like you didn't. And people bit the bait and folks jumped out the window to defend themselves and to attack him. Yeah. What you think, yo?
You know what they say, hurt dog yelp, right?
The loudest. They yell the loudest. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what do you think? You know what I mean? Like you said, Kevin Hart, he said what he said on Twitter. And then on top of that, he started going in on them doing that ESPN thing, right?
Which was trash. Yeah, it was doing the Knicks 76ers game, which was trash.
Yeah. Faison Love did the same thing.
And he's been hating. They've been at each other.
Yeah, like you said, it goes a little bit deeper than, it's a little bit deeper than entertainment with them. But, Faison said a couple of things. Like I said earlier, Charleston White talked about Luda doing a whole freestyle off that.
But wasn't that shit corny, though? Yeah. That was corny.
The fact that's why he called it the jingle. It's like the fact that he actually went out there and did it.
But you know, to Luda's credit, that's what he does.
He's a rapper.
So I don't expect anything less.
Yeah.
But was that the right way to answer, you think?
No.
What do you think he should have done?
No. Approach that man.
Just approach him? But remember, this is not real life we're talking about. We're talking about Hollywood entertainment.
Yeah.
So the best way to get at somebody is to entertain and then reflect or deflect. So Luda came out with a freestyle because Katt Williams talked about the sideburns and the hair. Yeah. And then he disrespected everybody by talking about the big face wife, white face wife. He called all their women ugly, and
that's gonna test your manhood right there, man. Talk about somebody's wife, man, and see how
you're gonna get fucked up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See how far the conversation gonna go.
It's not gonna go because somebody gonna get fucked up. Pardon my language. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? I'm looking for some of the pictures now that we had because they even went to Katt Williams' ex-girl, Hazel. Mm-hmm. And she talked about how if it wasn't for the police raids, if it wasn't for the police raids and things like that, their relationship was dope because he's one of the most generous, genuine people she's ever dated or met. Mm-hmm. And then you talk to Deion Cole put in a video how Katt Williams always went out to show love to people, and he did not go all out for people to know it. He really kept it to himself.
Right.
And then you also had a person that we know talked about how Katt Williams was at a school and he gave out money to the people in the school to show like respect to the people who were there.
Yeah.
That goes a long way to a lot of people that would make Katt Williams the people's champion, because it seemed like he's more in touch with the people than the folks people entertain who just make them laugh and then go home. And I'm not saying they never did anything, but that's an enduring story that will have you thinking that,
but it's like
this man is about something.
Yeah, I mean, interrupt you, man, but it's like the difference between what he does and what other celebrities do. It's like with other celebrities, it's a lot of fanfare.
Right.
So it's like, oh, I see such and such doing this. Oh, I see such and such doing that. Katt, to me, is more genuine, because when you do something from the heart, you don't need a lot of fanfare. You don't need a lot of recognition. It's like this is from a place of genuine love and wanting to see you do better than what you're doing. Let me help. Let me help in the way I can help, and it's nothing. You ain't got to repay me back. I don't need no fanfare. I don't need no recognition. Just it makes me feel good just seeing you doing a tad bit better. You know what I'm saying?
That's real life, though.
Yeah.
But how many people are really into real life? You know what I'm saying? And that's my question.
That's why they call it acting, man.
That's why they call it acting. You are absolutely correct.
Acting, bro. It's like,
yeah, sorry for that, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, ain't no other way, man. It's like it's what it is, man. Like he's a real one. He's a real one. He ain't afraid to talk.
Uh-huh.
A lot of cats get mad because they call, he called them out on their bull. Like he even called Michael Blackson out. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a misunderstanding because, Michael Blackson, I don't think Michael Blackson was really going at him. You know what I mean? But it's like you got so many people coming at you. Like if somebody say something, even by mistake, like, you wanted to, I give it to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm missing some of the I'm trying to get some of the pictures that I seen so I could put them out. Because there's some pictures on that I seen that really, really, really needs to be addressed. And I don't want to pile on nobody, but all I'm going to say is that Kevin Hart shit is funny to me because I remember exclusively before the Saturday Night Live show, they talked about the dress and how people asking Kevin Hart, like, yo, would you put the dress on? And he said no. That's the first thing he said was no. Then it changed to, I don't know, it would have to make sense to make the bit funny. Like, what am I selling in the thing to make it memorable? Now that I remember.
In the back of his head, he was like, I want to see nothing to piss these guys off. They take my money. You know what I mean? And he ended up wearing that dress. Like it's like two things he did I wasn't really cool with. And that was wearing that dress, one. And then when they did the different stroke show, he's up there as a grown ass man sitting in some white dude's lap.
Yeah. Cause I mean, this right here, it's one of the most. He's one of them. This is one of them examples. This is one of them examples of what the hell is this man doing, yo?
But that's the same face I made.
And when he did that skit, he was the Pope. Acting, he was a black woman as the Pope, but he's a man in a dress, and he didn't even laugh. He was making noises and clapping his wrists together, very effeminate, and it was like, yo, what is this nigga doing?
Exactly, like, said that's a good nigga. put on that dress and put on that dress, hop around, let somebody pat you on the ass, do all this good stuff so you can keep on making that money. Yeah, you know
and it makes you wonder. Well, everything he said, what else is going on in Hollywood that we don't know about? Now, I'm going to keep it real with you, Nas. I heard about some Hollywood stories. I heard about, from people who were actually there.
Yeah.
And I heard one of our famous comedians lost his wife because he was in bed with another comedian and an athlete. I heard the story of the basketball player who got caught giving fellatio to a executive, a well-known basketball player at that. I'm not talking about this. I've heard the stories about shout out to Doggy Diamonds because he had an interview with Ali Vegas talking about this.
Yeah.
Mav Hoffa had an interview with a gentleman who talked about this, and we know it's not a secret. And I mean, I know people hate Jaguar Wright, but a lot of people hate her because they don't see her as a credible source to talk about the industry.
Why?
Because of her history and who she is. So, you know, some people get on her like Talib Kweli and them. They don't cite Jaguar Wright as a credible source. So, you know, but these are stories that's been out for a minute. And I think this is crazy because Katt Williams basically put the world on notice to say, I'm not going to be your puppet. And at the end of the day, I'm going to tell the truth, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
But then again, you got people out there kicking his back end talking about this the same man who got choked out by a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah. And you know what? I to this day I really defend him about that because you know,
like the boy in the face, yo.
Yeah, but this is how I broke it down because me and my boy was talking about this when I was at work. Like, he's like, yeah, man, your man Katt, man, your 14-year-old boy beat him up, man. I was like, yo, he ain't get beat up.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't.
He turned his back on somebody, which was stupid.
Yeah, but listen, he little boy, dude was already rolling up on him for whatever reason. Katt told the kid, like, look, man, back up off me, man. You don't want this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, he hit the kid. Cool. All right. Yeah. He said, but he ain't listen. That wasn't no grown man hit. That was like, yo, get out my face, man. For like I really hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell when somebody hitting somebody to hurt somebody and just, tapping like, look, man, this is what I can give you. See how swift I gave that shit to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he didn't even go in after that because, like, come on, if you anybody been in a fight before, like, if you hit him the first time, you ain't knock him out that first one, you got to follow up, bro. No common sense, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you really wanted to hurt that kid, you could have hurt that kid, man. He ain't want to hurt that kid, so you let that kid get the little headlock off. They pulled the kid off him.
Yeah, and he kept saying he said, I got sons. That's not a kid, that's a man. He was getting choked out, looking all sweaty and wet. I remember that shit.
He got clowned for that. But like at the end of the day, like say he really, after all the trouble he was getting into at the time, because they was messing, they was messing with him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to add assault on a minor to that?
No.
That's what I'm saying. So like really, it's like that situation was kind of like a normal situation because at one point you got dudes clowning and laugh at him. At on the other hand, he could have went in on this kid and ended up in jail and sued.
True indeed, but how about this? How about this? Let's take it to the next level though. That's where he was getting canceled. Remember?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They was already messing with him.
But here's the thing: Katt Williams never asked anybody for money, and he did shit on his own. Yeah. And so even when they canceled him, remember he got nominated for an award off of his performance on Atlanta. Yeah, as the guy uncle. That just showed you that this man had range. He wasn't a one-trick pony, and you couldn't keep him in a box. Whether he's acting, doing comedy, or even doing music. Pimp Chronicles Part 1, on the Weed remix and all that. He has the ability to create something. And I don't know about all the other comedians. I could say Martin is one of the best comedians in my opinion because Martin brought people up with him. That's how we got Bruh Man. That's how we got Tracy Morgan. That's Hustle Man. Yeah. People knew of Tracy Morgan, but he blew up off of Hustle Man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I
miss Tracy Morgan, man.
Yeah, there's so many other people that came through the Martin tree. What's that other thin line between love and hate?
Lynn Whitfield.
The whole movie had comedians in it.
Yeah.
So
Bobby Brown was in it.
So once again, like Eddie Murphy did with Richard Pryor, which was supposed to be the Passion of the Torch.
Right.
Red Fox, Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
Robin Harris was in that movie.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
And then Martin has always been known to pass the torch, but Dave Chappelle came up under Martin, and then you had Brandon T. Jackson was supposed to be the next one, and you see how he talked about wearing a dress and what that did for him, right?
Yeah.
So
said it ruined him.
So yeah, so look at on Katt Williams. Has he not done the same thing? Because you don't see him with Michael Blackson or Mike Epps doesn't mean he's not doing work. Yeah. Katt Williams has brought up Red Grant. I don't know if y'all know Red Grant. He's part of his team, and Lionel. Shout out to Lionel because I love Lionel's honesty on everything she talk about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they had a movie. They had a movie. They got a movie I see one part, and I just confused the hell out of me when she's pissing on the side of the road. Remember that, yo? Yo, my man, she's pissing on the side of the road, and the dude in the car's like, "Nice D, baby," and she's like, "F you, nigga." Yo, I don't know about y'all, but that was funny as hell. You ever saw that movie? I don't want to get into it because I don't want our page flagged or whatever, yo. Yeah. But Linnell,
that was a school dance, was it?
I don't remember. I just know she's pissed on the side of the road. Dude said she had a nice D. She said, you need to come back and suck it. And she was going off. She was bugged out. And I was like, yo, these folks is crazy, yo. But once again, the point is he was putting people on because he was a hot name and he took people with him.
That worked.
Lavelle Crawford talked about in his response to the Katt Williams thing, he talked about how Black comedians don't need Tyler Perry and they don't need Oprah. Why don't they come together and build a comedy store themselves or to put their money together to shoot a movie with YouTube and all this shit out? How come they can't come together and do their own thing and put it on Tubi and get paid? You see, Big Ja put on the Lesbian Homie out. Yeah. And he has all this stuff on YouTube. Yeah. The comedians could do the same thing, but you know what? It's all about egos. And I can tell you this, I don't know about Katt Williams' ego, because he has one, of course. Yeah. But I see a lot of him putting his ego down to call people out on their shit and let people know, like, yo, it's real over here. And, you better have your stuff together.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna ask you a question, and I want you to take it over for 1 second. Yeah. Why don't you tell me, after seeing this interview, how did it affect you and how you look at the industry?
It didn't. I always see the industry. I mean, I've been seeing the industry as like a shady place for a long time. It's like, I mean, I used to see the conspiracy theories and stuff on YouTube, but it's like everything now is starting to come together. Like, can't everybody be lying? Can't. It's no way. It's no way in the world. It's like this person over here says she was propositioned or somebody tried to do something to her. Terry Crews said dude tried to touch his genitals. You got child actresses going nuts. All these Disney kids going crazy because they was, allegedly being touched by producers and stuff like that. So, he's just putting more of a light on it. And because, like I said before, everybody knows Katz. He does crazy stuff. He says crazy things. He's a comedian. He's trying to be funny at the same time. But the dude's not crazy. He's a very smart, articulate individual. And for him to come out and expose it and say the same things that's been said for like over 20, 30 years is just like, it's in your face now. How can you deny it?
I know how you can. You can keep buying tickets. You can say he lying and come out with new movies and push new specials. And the public is going to eat it up. Because unfortunately, controversy sells, and people will not listen to you. They will not listen to you. Instead, you know what they're going to say? They're going to say, yo, he funny and that's hot, and I'm going to go there. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I want to do a part 2 to this video, because it's something I want to address that was said in there that I think a lot of people take for granted, and we're looking at it the wrong way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to tell you what this interview did for me. It just confirmed shit we already know.
Yeah.
People go to Hollywood to change their names to get new careers. People go to Hollywood, get smutted, slutted, and forgotten about. One of the finest women in Hollywood said how people didn't find her attractive and they didn't want to deal with her. Remember Kalita Smith?
Yeah.
Was one of the baddest women.
Bernie, the one that played Bernie,
the wife, who was also on the Jamie Foxx show, who was also on other shows. And they said, and she said in the interview how, all right, to the world, she may look good, but out there where she at, she's like bottom tier. And we're like, how? Tamala Jones, another one, Tamala Jones, whatever. The one who we look at her and we be like, But what happened? You know what I'm saying? Regina, what's her name? Regina Hall. That's her name.
What did she play?
Scary movie.
Oh yeah, she bad as hell.
While she's single in her 50s.
Same thing with Taraji.
Taraji's not single.
No, I thought she was single.
She's not married, but she's
did?
not single. She's been dating for somebody for a while.
Oh.
But the point is, even with them, you have the story of the woman with the child, and they go out there to get a dream. But the goal God has always had for us is to be married or coupled up or somebody, and to live in a procreative life. Shout out to Angela Bassett and Vance Johnson.
Oh yeah,
and Denzel Washington and his wife.
Beautiful couples, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like Hollywood to me has been, well, let's say Hollyweird has been the place where people go experiment with life and find what Solomon said: the world is full of folly and about nothing. And if it ain't about God, it ain't about anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I like to thank Katt Williams for putting the bullseye on not them, but on us. Because after watching that interview, if you don't look at certain stuff and go, wow, and then really think about what he said, if it's going to be a us versus them or who you stand with thing, I'm going to always first be on my own accord, and then I'm going to think and watch. Because I don't believe everybody has the answers yet. I don't also believe everybody's wrong either. I think what he said has a lot of truth to it. But as a comedian, he's going to say it eccentric. He's going to say it in a way that's catchy. But like all comedy, you got to give somebody something to think about. And then when that punchline hits you, you think about it later and you go, oh. So laugh now and then figure the ish out when you get home. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, David Collier, right? Yeah.
Yep. Shout out to Redman.
Shout out to from the one you got the joke from.
Yeah, right. Michael Collier. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, Katt Williams actually put the onus back on the world, not on just the comedians, but he outed the one thing that's been killing us. Because he talked about how one thing he talked about in the interview that people don't really talk about is parenting.
Yep.
Give your children a book, take them away from the screen, spend time with them and talk to them and really give them the real deal about God, life, and decision making. Because at the end of the day, all he talked about is the decisions people made to go further in a system that could potentially or has been the cause of their demise.
Yep.
Emotionally, socially, or spiritually. What you say?
I agree. That's why they call it selling your soul, man. You can either do something that'll compromise you morally and get that blood money, or you could back away from it and say, look, I'm not going to do that, and maintain yourself and maintain your sense of self.
I guess, man, because at the end of the day, this man funny as hell. He put everybody out there.
Of course.
Even Shannon Sharp is in there like, come on, man. His dude was lighting people on fire. Ricky Smiley got lit on fire. Yeah. You talking about how this man had to sign a contract to be in the dress for the next movie he was in. I don't know about all that, but
of course. And I forgot that, like, what was that movie called? First Sunday. I forgot that was an Ice Cube production, and the majority of the actors he used in Friday After Next.
Yeah.
Except for my man.
Right, Mike Epps was in there.
Yeah.
It's Tracy Morgan.
Yeah, except for Tracy Morgan. Like, he was the only one that wasn't really in the movie. Like, wasn't in Friday movie.
Yeah. So. And I mean, with all the hate Katt getting, who do you think is going to have the best rebuttal? Because Ludacris is rapping, Kevin Hart is throwing jokes at a damn basketball game. Tiffany Haddish is on stage and probably said the funniest joke she ever said. No disrespect to Tiffany Haddish.
Man.
No disrespect. I mean, that's what it is.
You said, "Oh boy, look like Charleston White."
Charleston White even got on this joint and talked about how Ludacris is corny because he responded with a rap.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
But what else is he supposed to do? He's a rapper. Why would he not rap back?
I understand. But he also said, like I said earlier, that ain't nobody deny it either.
Yeah, yeah,
You gotta give him the rock eyebrow with that. Like ain't nobody say like nah nigga. He said the only person that really said something like thorough to him was like Trick Daddy.
yeah. But he didn't call Trick Daddy out for getting his virgin whole virginized.
Yeah,
It was on something else.
yeah, but you know.
Shout out to Saudi. Saudi just came in and gave
What
me
up,
a note.
Sadi? What up, man?
Saudi telling me
Yeah,
it's almost time to shut this down.
yeah.
So, hey, look, y'all, this is part one of our talk about Katt Williams' Ether in the World. Go upstairs, man. Katt Williams, Ether in the World. We'd like y'all to make sure you follow A&N R&B on Instagram. Follow A&N R&B on YouTube. If you like this conversation, stay tuned for more as A&N R&B will be available on Spotify. It'll be available on all streaming platforms. And we want to know what you think about this Katt Williams thing, because this conversation is very deep. And it goes even further into the part two of this conversation, which we will be dropping very soon. So, Nas, you want to get the final words?
Yeah, man. Listen, man. They say whatever goes on in the dark will come out in the light. And Katt Williams has been lighting them up. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's a fearless individual in my book, man. You know, keep it funky, man. That's what I always say. And it is what it is, man. This is A&N R&B. You got myself, Nas the Romantic. You got the hip hop soul Karev, which is who he's on the bottom now, right? And
Pause.
this is what we do. This is not just about music. We talk about life and the events that affect life. So with that said, man, part two's coming up. Might be a doozy. No, it is gonna be a doozy. And stay tuned, man. We want your input on it, man. So until next time, I'll be thinking of you.
And we out of here. What you want to say?
I say you probably won't, but
No, I'm not, because I'm out of here. I want nothing to do it. I want nothing to do it with people being divergenized and walking around with their butts and their waist hurting.
yeah.
I'm good, yo. And on that note, I'm out. Peace.